Welcome back to Grassroots Media. Welcome back to this week's edition of the Critters Corner Betsy Shaw Show, where we cover everything on the court with the West Green Lady Buffaloes basketball team. As always, I'm joined here with Lady Buffaloes head coach Betsy Shaw and a few special guests. Coach, how are we doing this evening?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. You've got senior night coming up soon, so same as last year, we've got a few seniors with us. Not as many as last year, though. You've kind of slimmed the numbers down a bit. Ladies, introduce yourselves.
I'm Lacey Jordan.
I'm Alyssa Lawson.
I'm Allison Ball.
So you've got three special seniors with you this year. As we said, not as much as last year. We had to split it up last year. We had one with 3 and one with 4. Did you have 7 last year? Is that correct?
Yeah.
A lot less this year. I'm sure it'll be that way in a few years, though, if we keep this going, because you have a big freshman class right now.
Yes.
But let's recap the past week. I know you had 3 games in 3 days, not much time to practice. In between, you had Cherokee, Hampton, and Happy Valley back-to-back-to-back. I know it's always hard to play back-to-backs. When you play 3 in a row, it gets much tougher. You don't have much time to practice in between and prepare. Take me through the preparation that you had to put in such little time and how each game went.
Not good. I mean, we didn't win a game. We didn't have a full roster last week at one point. Alyssa didn't play. When did you come back? Saturday? You played Saturday?
Yes, Saturday.
She played Saturday, so she missed the Cherokee game and the Hampton game. Joey was out all week except for, she played about 6 minutes on Friday, and then, she was out there Saturday, but she wasn't feeling well. And so we didn't have a full roster, and it's really, really tough to play that many games back to back. And I could sit here and make several excuses for why we lost. But honestly, we just didn't play well, and we didn't have a full roster. So that sums it up. I wish I could be like, it's tough when you have, at Hampton at one point we had 5 freshmen out there.
Mm-hmm.
That's really, really tough. And, we played them on their senior night, and they have a bunch of seniors, but and even at Happy Valley, we scored 20 points.
It's hard to win a game. We talked about that after. It's hard to score a game it's hard to win a game when you score 20 points.
Our defense was good.
Defense was
we
great.
Them to 25. That's really good, but and the shots that normally fall for us on Saturday did. You could tell how tired the girls were, and we got back here on Friday at 11, and then we played again at 1. It's tough, but I said I wasn't going to make a bunch of excuses, but we had a hard week, so.
Going back to the Hampton game, too, we always talk about how Hampton is a tough place to go play, but when you're kind of handicapped like that, it makes things a little bit tougher when you're missing some of your key players.
Yeah, I'd say.
And for you all, too, usually I ask Coach Shaw how tough is it playing back-to-back-to-backs, but since we actually have players on the show this time, I want to ask you all, how tough is it going from a back-to-back-to-back night where you don't have any time to prepare in between for each game?
It's exhausting, and especially when you get on those bus rides, it's just even more. It's just like you sit there, riding on the bus, just watching things go by, and it's just like you're getting tired while you go. So.
Oh, I didn't even play.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really tiring.
Especially going up to Hampton and then coming back so late and then waking up and playing a home game against Happy Valley. Thankfully, you didn't have to wake up and travel, though, because then it would have just been get off the bus, go to bed, get up, and get right back on the bus. Yeah. But luckily, that wasn't the case. You got to stay at home. You get to stay at home 2 more times this year. You got Hampton and Johnson County coming up. You got senior night Friday night against Johnson County. We'll go ahead and take a break first before we come back and talk about that here on Grassroots Media. Welcome back to Grassroots Media. Welcome back to this week's edition of the Critters Corner at Betsy Shaw Show, where we cover everything on the hardwood with the West Green Lady Buffaloes basketball team. As always, I'm joined here with head coach Betsy Shaw and a few special seniors. So you're winding down the regular season now. You've got 2 games left. Luckily, both of them are at home. I guess your last 3 games of the season fell at home with Happy Valley, Hampton, and Johnson County. You finish up this week with 2 key conference opponents with Hampton and Johnson County. Take me through each of those games and what you expect.
I expect Hampton to be just as tough as they were last week. So it's we're going to try to do a little bit better with holding on the basketball too and knocking down some shots. So that's what I expect with Hampton. And then with Johnson County, I think we lost him by 4. Y'all think it's 4?
Yeah.
And so we're going to change a few things we talked about in film today. And so I hope the outcome's different with what we change. Hopefully that helps. We scored a lot. We just didn't play in defense up there.
Looking at the conference standings, too, I think there's a chance you can still finish at the 4 spot. Is that correct?
If we beat Johnson County on Friday, then we'll finish 4th and then play Happy Valley first round of the district tournament on Monday. If we lose to Johnson County on Friday, then we will finish at the 5 seed and play Johnson County the first round.
Okay, so you will finish no lower than 5th. Is that correct?
Yeah.
With the tiebreaker rules and everything? Yeah. And then against Johnson County, you've got senior night coming up.
Yeah.
We brought them on here, too. Want to talk about some of your special memories throughout your years here at West Green. I know you've had many practices in there in that gym, many games. So first one I'll ask, as always, take me through your favorite memories with the team. It can be one solid memory or just a few in particular.
My favorite memory is we was having some hard times where we wasn't winning and we was getting down on each other. And so Coach Shaw decided to let's play dodgeball and get some anger out. And we got to hit her with a few balls, and it was fun. It was a practice I won't forget. So,
My favorite memory would be the Check It Out game.
Of course.
Just the excitement all in the air and the feeling of just being the one that got it in. It was something. And everybody screaming and cheering. It was definitely something.
A game winner, I think, is something you'll never forget.
Never.
Especially against a county opponent, too.
Yeah.
My favorite memory would probably be playing with my little sister.
Okay. That's always a cool one, too. And you're coming down to the end of the season right here with Hampton and Johnson County. I know we just talked about the conference implications. You can still finish 4th, or you can drop back to 5th. I don't think you can finish no lower than 5th. Talk about what you expect in these last 2 games and how excited you are to play Hampton and Johnson County.
with Hampton, I do expect the same outcome like she said, but though I expect us coming out there with a little bit more effort and trying to hold on to the ball more. And while we have Alyssa back in and Joey getting more better as she gets along while she was sick when we first played them, we're going to be a different team out there, but though we don't know the outcome still. And then Johnson County, it's senior night.
Yeah.
We want to win, and I believe if we lock down defense and play our hearts out while we can, I feel like we can win. So we just have to have positive attitudes, and that's all that matters.
Hampton, I feel like is it going to be the same, but our effort is going to be better and just around better because both of us are back, and I just feel like it will be a whole different ball game. And Johnson County too, just because the ride up there tired us out, and just everything about going up there tires you out. So I feel like it's going to be way different when they come down here.
Now they've got to make the trip down here.
Yeah, now they got to make that long trip.
Hampton, I feel like, is probably going to still be that same outcome, but we're probably going to have a lot more effort as a team. And Johnson County, we just hope to win because it is senior night. So we're going to try our best and do what we can.
I feel like I already know the answer to this, but I'm asking all three of you. We're probably going to answer in unison. When you play on senior night, even if you're not a senior, does your effort level kind of go up because you want to get that win for the seniors?
Yes.
I feel so. Is that the same for you? You want to win that game? Do you coach a little bit harder on senior night?
I pretty much want to win every game. I swear. It doesn't
that's-
matter who we're playing. I try so hard to win.
That's a good mindset. It's not just senior night. You want to win every game.
I do, and Coach Boyd's like, well, we're improving. No, I want to win. I'm just not. So, no.
A lot of coaches feel differently, but I think every year you have to shoot for an undefeated season. Even though you know it might not be possible, that's what you got to shoot for in the end. If not, then you might be setting yourself up for failure, not believing in what you could do and what your team can do. But I think that's all we've got. You've got
Can
practice
I
here in a
talk to
few
you about
minutes.
them?
Yes, absolutely.
I wrote them a senior
I
letter.
usually ask you that too. I'm sorry I didn't
No, it's
ask what
okay.
they mean to you.
A lot. I'll start with Allison. This is her first year playing, and
Oh yeah, I apologize. I called you a freshman on one of those. I'm sorry.
she don't care.
She
Okay.
looks it.
No, yeah.
It was the first year playing, and I know the team's young, so I assume freshman.
Yeah,
I'm
my
sorry.
sister's a freshman.
Okay.
And Allison, maybe not get tons of minutes, but if you come to practice, she's missed maybe one practice all year. She's willing to do whatever in practice to help us get better and to get better. She's a lot better. I know you may not have seen her play at the beginning, but the year she's had, she's worked really hard to make it. She's one of those team players, that just may not get her name out in there a lot, but she helps make us better. And we're not successful without people like her. And then Alyssa. I wish everyone had the same amount of aggressiveness and drive that she has. Maybe we're still working on the plays, in February with her, those 4 plays we got. But if the ball goes on the ground, she gets on the ground every single time. You don't ever have to coach her, hey, go play hard. No. And then she always guards other team's best defender most of the time to help us out. And I don't know, it's hard to explain how hard she plays and with how much aggression she plays, both offensive and defensively, and I give her a hard time about the plays all the time.
Yeah.
But
That's what makes it fun.
It does, and it's hard to explain it, and she's a great teammate too. And then Lacey's the only one that's been here for 4 years. I read her senior letter, and it's so sad because she hasn't played a lot of minutes either. You think about back to these 4 years, but she shows up and is a great teammate and works so hard, and she is what she represents the Buffs so well, and they all do, but it's something different because she's had to put up with me for 4 years. It's been me and her. We've had different assistants. We've had other seniors who didn't make it. But we've had a hard long road. But it's just something about her character that has made her stick it out and put in the 4 years and be a great teammate, regardless of what she was scoring or the minutes she got. It's hard to describe her or any of the three of what they've meant to the team, regardless if they've won Player of the Week, or they named because they've scored the most points. There's so much more than that, and I'm excited, and I hope we win on senior night for those three.
One last question too. I know you talked about her being here 4 years, and you've got such a young team. What have they meant to the culture here at West Green, setting that culture and that standard for the younger players that will be seniors in a few years and will have to take that leadership role?
Well, Alyssa and Allison have emerged into it. They fit great within that. But Lacey even touched on it. Be good teammates and have a good attitude. Shots don't always fall, but you can always be a good teammate. And you can always have a good attitude, whether anything else. And that's something that we try to do because you definitely know our shots don't always fall, and we don't always do our jobs, whether they be offensively or defensively. But you can always be a good teammate, and that's something. It's freshmen, you come in and you want to score. You want to score most of the time. Most freshmen, they're really set on let's score this points. But it's a lot of people at the high school level can score. You got to score, yes. If not, you score 20 points a game. But it's so much more than that. And so it's good to have her, and Morgan's been the other one that's been here. This is her 3rd year. So those two, just to have those and try to set the example, not just for scoring, but how to be a good teammate too. So.
Morgan's one of those I feel like should be here because she's played so long now.
I think she's been a
I think I've accidentally called her a senior on 2 different occasions. I know we did once this year where I accidentally called her a senior because she started for 3 years now as a freshman, sophomore, and junior. But I think that's all we've got. You've got Hampton and Johnson County coming up to finish out the regular season, and then the most important and most exciting time of the year, tournament time.
Yeah.
We'll come in here next week and talk about that a little bit, but thank you as always. Thank you all for joining me also this week, and thank you all for watching this week's edition of the Critters Corner Betsy Shaw Show. Look forward to seeing you next time here on Grassroots Media.